XRP holders need to hear this now. You have 24 hours. There's new information coming out about the UK government, the US, and Ripple. Check this out. This is all the research I've been able to do. I'm on my way back from Brazil right now. I'll be back in the studio on Wednesday. Let's get into this information. So, Cassie Crock, if you don't know who this is, she's the UK boss and managing director of Ripple in Europe. To go along with President Trump's special visit to the UK last week, I got to go to a special meeting at Downing Street with the UK money boss Rachel Reeves, US money boss Scott Bessent, and people from lots of big UK and US money and crypto companies. There's a huge chance for the US and UK to work together better on digital money. Working together could set up a plan for countries around the world to cooperate in our industry. Since Ripple is a US company with a big presence in the UK, Ripple is in a great spot to use its strong connections across the Atlantic to help drive US and UK tech growth and teamwork by supporting blockchain adoption in the UK. The UK has been one of the world's top global money centers for a long time, one of the world's leading ones. And I truly believe it can become a leading digital money innovation hub. More working together between the US and the UK, including things like the meeting earlier this week, will help unlock the full economic power of blockchain technology in both countries. Ripple looks forward to being part of this discussion. Now, let me just take a second here and say how important it is that Ripple itself got invited to this conversation at Downing Street. Okay, we all hear about technology and adoption and, guessing and this and that. This isn't guessing. This is them opening the door for the greatest blockchain company in the world to work with the two biggest global money superpowers in the entire world. What else do you need? Seriously, here's some more information if you're just now catching up on this. The meeting brought together banking and crypto groups from both countries to talk about making rules work together. Remember, Ripple has lots of partnerships in the UK, as well as in Europe and in the United States. UK and US bosses said they want to fix different rulemaking approaches before putting in place crypto rules that affect the whole world. So, we're trying to line up these two global economies and how we're going to be able to move money between them using blockchain, and Ripple is at the table. Ripple played a big role highlighted in the UK's position as a global money center. Remember we had the Bank of England do some testing in early days on Ripple's technology, and they've been building a partnership ever since. Now, the interesting part about this is Canada's Prime Minister was at the Bank of England during this time. So, one starts to wonder, right? If we're talking about a connected ledger that the biggest governments in the entire world want to use, what comes to mind? Like if you had to pick one ledger to rule them all right now, if the world needed to move today, what would that be? Would it be XLM? Would it be HBR? Would it be Earth-3? Probably not, because you didn't see any of them invited to this meeting, did you? No, you didn't. Let's go. Ripple played a big role. Yes. Key topics included the need for balanced rules, using UK's Financial Services Markets Act. The act is FSMA and getting more big institutions to adopt digital assets like XRP. Man, this is pretty cool. And here's some, previous Ripple UK government meetings. If you're just, now learning about this stuff, Ripple has hosted multiple UK policy meetings, most recent. NTLY showing a 4-point plan that pushes for growth-friendly rulemaking environment, global crypto standards, legal clearness for stable coins, and fewer roadblocks for turning assets into tokens. And Ripple worked with the UK authorities and the Bank of England in past test runs for blockchain-based cross-border payments, exploring solutions for timing movements of different currencies and real-time gross settlement systems. This is just music to my ears, isn't it? The team over at Descent just sent me their new wallet, and I am totally impressed. Let me tell you why. This is one of the first wallets I've been able to connect to my phone to secure, handle, and trade crypto easily. Descent technology has a fingerprint scanner here, which lets you keep your crypto safe only with your fingerprint. Like I said, they have the fingerprint type, which you're seeing here. They also have a card type, and of course you can use the phone app. More information on that in just a second. They support 85 main networks for 1,600 cryptocurrencies, and they're working with newer projects every single day to add them to their cryptocurrency storage. You also have some of the best customer reviews. I know when we talk about cold storage wallets in live streams, people always say Descent is one of their favorite wallets. Yes, it supports the XRP Ledger and XRP token. And like I said, you can use the phone app to trade, swap, secure your crypto and digital assets really easily on your phone. Descent D Apps gives you information under the Insight tab on all your favorite cryptocurrencies. Either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, check pricing, news, and stay up to date with Descent's state-of-the-art app technology. Simply connect your Descent device to the app and bam, you have everything that you need. Also, if you want to add any type of account to Descent, you connect your wallet and you can start trading inside of the app. Send, receive, swap, all at your fingertips. Descent's state-of-the-art apps makes it super easy to trade your favorite cryptocurrencies. One of the ways Descent makes this so secure is their MCU chip. It handles the device's operations and user interface. It stores and protects the private keys. And how it works is your private keys are created and stored only in the secure chip. The keys are kept offline and never leave the device. Right now, you can use my link to get $10 off plus an additional $20. So, $30 off right now, the Descent wallet. There's going to be a link down in the description if you want to support the channel and also secure your crypto with Descent. Now is the time. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get back to the video. Alright, let's keep it going here. A lot of people are talking about this online on X, and a lot of people are kind of like, hey, I told you so. You know, Ripple does have the technology that these central banks are interested in, and it can and will help them speed up moving money as well as to turn value into tokens and bring it on chain. The success of the UK's faster payment solution has been copied in some cases sent to other countries. For example, Fed Payments and Ripple in the US alongside blockchain-based ePeso in the Philippines. Also, the UK's faster payments is being sent to Thailand. So, what you're seeing here is technology that is working in some of the biggest economies in the world and other economies, growing economies such as the Philippines, and in maybe some other, Asia Pacific or Latin America countries are interested in using the technology as well. And this is how you connect everybody. Here's Brad Garlinghouse talking about Ripple, how they can innovate in the banking system to unlock value XRP Ledger and payments. Let me play it. How correspondent banking works is pre-funded capital sits in accounts around the world, and you have literally $10 trillion pre-funded into other banks, into other financial institutions in order to facilitate. It's the oil in the engine that allows correspondent banking to work, and it's sitting there. And if we can reduce the amount of oil necessary in the engine, that's incredible efficiency for the global economy. That's good for everybody. If we can get 10 trillion to a lower number, that's stock buybacks, that's dividends, that's working capital for lots of other purposes. So this is key because, you really see the value in this or in many of the sort of digital assets that we talk about when we think about the sort of cryptocurrencies, but as the value is in moving money rather than storing money in making transactions happen and talk a little bit about, the speed, because XRP versus say the way we do this now. Why is it so much faster than the normal banking transfers through SWIFT, for example? Well, so first let me say, I don't think there's going to be one crypto to rule them all. And I think they're a crypto. I own Bitcoin. I'm long Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is a store of value and people hold it. And so I don't think there's just going to be one use case. We think about XRP as an incredibly efficient shuttle, a bridge currency, if you will, and because it's extremely fast, right? So in contrast to even Bitcoin, for example, we could do a transaction for about 0.000 of a cent. A Bitcoin transaction today costs about $2.30 per transaction. Now that doesn't mean Bitcoin is going to fail or something.